Hey everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. We'll move my head down there so you can see a little better. We're going to be doing Executioner Karkanis today. I think he is one of the easier bosses depending on what you have on your team. This is one of the ones you just kind of need an AoE unit for. I've never tried this team. I actually made this video before and used Yuna instead of Kisei, who I always use, and it's never been a problem, but this week I just failed like 6 times in a row. I'm not sure what I did. So we're going to try with Kisei instead. The gear will be at the end of the video here. So for now, let's get into this boss. One thing I do want to say is right about here, I turn off all of my abilities. I make sure my abilities are all off just so we have them all ready for this boss here. So the way this boss works, he has a bunch of mechanics. One is if you glance on him, which means if I try to attack with Flurry, for example, and I miss, I'm not sure how that's calculated exactly, but elemental disadvantage will miss a lot. They will counterattack. So if I miss here, she is going to counterattack Flurry, which is not a good thing. She also gains an attack and speed buff at the same time, I believe. Also, if you have a debuff on and you attack the boss, it will counterattack as well. This is one of the reasons why Yuna is not the greatest for this boss, because you cannot, you have to attack, right? Her first skill is AoE, and her third skill is AoE, and her second skill is on a semi-long cooldown. And if you attack, they counterattack with the debuff on. That's really bad, but luckily there's these two Deuterinos in the front, and those are just there as punching bags. The entire reason for them to be there is just whenever you have a debuff to hit them instead. Also, at around 40%, the boss will enrage, basically start doing tons of damage. That's kind of when you want to save your Archies, just to burn them down at the end really quick. And he also has a stealth mechanic where you need to AoE to get him out of stealth. This is why I like bringing Yuna, but I realized Kisei's got an AoE. I can just use that instead. So this should work no problem. I'm going to give it a shot. Let's try with this team. I've never tried it, and we'll talk you through the fight. So because we have no debuffs here, we can just go for the boss right off the bat. I wasn't sure if I should use my my third or not, so we just auto-attacked. We're never going to use Kisei's second skill, though, unless the boss is stealthed, so keep that in mind there. We're going to do this as well. One thing to note is I do not have Wondrous Potion on my Angelica. If I had Wondrous Potion on my Angelica, this would be much easier than otherwise, just because it helps clear those debuffs off. Wondrous Potion is just so much better than anything else in this raid, I find. So we got a pretty good start here. No debuffs anywhere, so we can just unload on this boss. My Kisei's only got like 53% chance to crit, so there's a good chance I don't crit with that ability, but luckily we do. And as we talked about earlier, with Flurry, we don't want to hit the boss just because the boss can counterattack. So we're going to go for the little dude first. And we are going to get an attack buff up here. Because I don't have Yuna anymore, I need to use her second skill for an attack buff. Otherwise, I would have liked to just dome her with the first skill. And Angelica can hit the boss because she's got color advantage. Doesn't do too much, but it's enough there. And now we've got stealth there. Luckily for us, we've got our Kisei's second skill, so this will break the boss out of stealth. Does some pretty good damage too. I can already tell this is going 1,000 times better than it does with Yuna. Unfortunately, we see Araminta here with defense down. This is where Wondrous Potion comes into play. Because I don't have Wondrous Potion and I have no Dispel, I'm going to have to sit there and do nothing with her for the next turn, which is really, really, really unfortunate. So we're just going to keep doing the same old thing here. Luckily, we've got one damage dealer, at least in the back. She's got Dust Devil on, but she never likes to proc it. I am not going to use my Provoke here just because I cannot get a hit with Araminta, and she's kind of a pretty big deal for damage here. Okay, so this is really unfortunate. We're at the point where we're just killing some ads at this time now because there's nothing we can do. We've got 2 turns before we can do anything. Again, just another showing of Angelica not having Dispel. Kind of sucking sometime. I think Destina would probably be better for this fight. I also think Diane would be better, and I also think Wondrous Potion would be better. So we're kind of just gonna chill for a bit and attack some stuff. And again, 1 cooldown there, 2 cooldowns there. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep doing the same thing here. Alternatively, I think I could literally just burn the boss down at this point. I could land a defense break and just go to town and take all the counterattacks. I think I would be fine, but I'm not gonna do it just in case here. He's gonna be stealthing very soon, which is very, very bad news for my team because none of them have... They both have debuffs, so we're gonna have to take a counterattack here. I think my Araminta can lap him, but I'm not sure. We got a miss, which is very unfortunate. Either way, we're getting counterattacked there, and he gets the speed and attack increase there. That's the first one of the battle, so I'm not really worried about it. We're also just gonna go for the boss at this point. I'm at the point with full Archies that as long as I can land defense down, I can go for the boss and not worry about the counterattacks because I should kill it before, but we didn't, so we're just gonna chill out a little bit. And let's get attack buff up here. And the problem with doing guides for stuff like this, which is why I have a hard time doing it, is it really entirely depends on your team. Like, it's not that I'm telling you to use Araminta, Kisei, Angelica, and Clury, it's just that's what works for me. And you can try to see the way I do this and try to figure out what works for your team as well. There are just so many different combinations in this game that it's really hard to get like a setup for you to give like you can in other games like Fire Emblem Heroes, for example. But you should get a pretty good idea of the type of things that work for this fight. And honestly, I think we're gonna wait a little bit. I think we're gonna wait for immunity to be up, then we're gonna pop immunity, and then we're gonna just Archie him down. I think that's the plan here. You should be stealthing one more turn after this, I think. Yeah, all these debuffs. All these debuffs. What I would give right now for a cleanse. So one more turn with Angelica, we can get our immunity up, and that should be enough to give us just a little time. He's not at 40% yet, I don't think. I also think he attacks twice if he gets somebody under 50% HP, which is when you start dying here. So I do have to use her second skill with the debuff on, just because we have no other choice at this point. There we go. So we've got our immunity up now. We should be able to just go ham on this boss. That always happens. We should be able to go ham on this boss now. Especially if we get this defense down on this Clury here. It's going to be basically over. I might want to burn it there, but we're going to go for RNG luck anyway. Oh, that's beyond perfect. Getting that secondary turn to be able to arc it at the same time. This is going to really burn this boss down. And this is where she starts going ham under 40%. I can't believe how much damage that just did to my Clury. Oh, nice. We got the Dust Devil. Okay, so the boss is dead here. This should kill it. But if you can see, if we didn't go nuts with Kisei there, we would have had tons of Archies left over. So yeah, there you go with that boss. We almost lost Clury, but that doesn't really matter. Pretty happy with that kill there. And from this point after I get this boss kill, unfortunately bookmark's not the best thing you can get. I'm going to work my way either down here to clear up to this boss, up here towards the queen, or over here just to make sure, Mango 7 Fuzzy, just to make sure that we get away clear so the next place is easy to do. Okay, just to go over my gear here for y'all, we have our Araminta as always. I haven't changed her gear in a long time. Not quite happy with her gear either. She's sitting with not so much speed, which I don't like, although her third skill really does boost her speed up, her combat readiness up to get another attack in. That is really good. She also has way too low effectiveness. And not as high attack as I would like, so she definitely needs some tuning, but she was one of the first I ever geared, and I'm still not happy with her boots there. So let me just go through the gear really quick for you. Definitely needs some help here. We then have Kisei. Oh, she's also using Sierra Ren. We have Kisei here with the Dust Devil at the top. Pretty happy with their stats. I would like more effectiveness. I would like some more crit chance too, but I have ML Dom to kind of pair with her, which is why 50% just kind of works for me. She's got some not so pieces of gear, like her weapon is absolutely not so, but then her helm and her chest are just atrocious to kind of make up for it. And there you go for her. Still not sure if I should plus 15 these or not. I'm undecided. Next up, we have our Angelica. Using Prophetic Candle, I do think Wondrous Potion is better for this fight. I do like speed sets on my Angelica just because I like to push out the speed on her, and I also think Light of a Million is just too good not to use, and those are her boots. And finally, our Clury using an Aureus and just atrocious gear. I need to really go through all of this stuff later and fix some of it, because some of this is pretty terrible. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you need help with other raid bosses, I've got some other videos on my channel. I can try to put them in the YouTube link below if I remember, but I'm probably not going to remember. But they're there for you. The only ones I haven't done is Secretary Vera and Queen for you. So I'll try to have those videos up for you this week or next week. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.